Hey there, welcome back. Another lovely day in paradise. Just down at the rice here, we just started to drain these 4 bays. The water's pretty well off the first 3 that we drained. So we just run it into the pivot dam. So we put 30 mil on the loosened circle, and I've just brought it back, started it back around the other day, last night actually at 14. So once we get it round to the illustrious trees, we'll pull it up, and then we're going to start and pre-irrigate out here where we're going to put canola, which plan is to sow after Easter. So I've got to finish. I've started draining the oil out of that irrigator motor yesterday. It was due for an oil change, so I've got to put the oil back in it, and also I'll probably service this main John Deere motor here on the pump as well. It'll be due, well and truly due, so we'll do a oil and filter change on it once. That'll probably be tomorrow by the time the irrigator gets round. Miranda came yesterday. We're going to start and drain the water off that last block probably Monday. So yeah, we'll have to lift it. We'll drop it out the bottom and lift it back up. If you've been watching along, that dam down at the bottom of the maze there, we'll run that pump and just bring it back around the top here and into the dam. So I'm hoping there'll be enough water, leftover water on here, and also with that water we can put about 30 mil on that circle. So that'll give us a chance to get a few weeds going. We've got a bit of a ryegrass problem in there, so I'm hoping we can we can get a strike of weeds before we start and plant it. We're waiting on we've got to get lime spread on that paddock as well, so we're just waiting. The guys are going to come after Easter, so 10 days time to do that. So that'll once that's done, we'll get on and sow it then. So I'm just heading out the back. It's the weekend again, so I'm just heading out the back. I'm going to shift the single bearing ewes. Going to move them up closer to the yards. I don't know whether I'll split them up today or not. I just want to get them closer, and then because they're in one mob of about 600, so I want to split them up into 2 mobs for lambing. And so I've just got to get a bit of water organised out there to the paddocks they're going to go up into. I've got all the critters with me. Haven't got Till with me. We'll just walk them across there quietly. So it'll take half an hour, 3/4 an hour to walk them across there, but to the yards. I'll just see. I might just leave them at the yards for the day, and then I can do it in the morning or Monday morning. But once we get this, Brendan put the electric fences up across the loosened pivot yesterday, so it's pretty well ready to go. So I just want to give it a day or two for the ground to dry out, and Monday morning we'll run the twin bearing ewes in and split them up into their respective mobs. So anyway, rice is looking good. Jeremy for Dickens Ag's been back out this morning. He's just set the header up for the GPS in the header. We're not going to have auto steer in the header, so we'll be manually steering it, just purely because of the hardware we've got. We haven't got enough hardware spread around the machines, so we need, obviously with sowing, we need the auto steer in the 2 tractors, like the spraying tractor and the sowing tractor. So I'll just have to manually steer the header, which isn't a big deal. We're only I think the front's 6 metres, so as opposed to the 12 metre front that we run at harvest time, winter harvest time, and then the corns, it's only about 6 or 7 metres as well. But you're following the rows there, and with the contracting, we've got sometimes you can pull a line and it doesn't match up with what the sowing line is. So with likes of corn, where it's row crop, it's just as easy to steer it. So so that's all right to go. The Isobus, we've got the Isobus and that sorted on the air seeder. So it's pretty simple. It's going to be a lot simpler than the old monitor. That'll be good for the guys. So we've got it set up there, we just need to bang a bit more fertiliser in it, and it's ready to go. So it's we're starting to make a bit of inroads, but there's still plenty happening. I think the plan is, it doesn't really look like it's going to rain, so I'm sort of thinking we'll just start sowing and get this pre-irrigated stuff sown next week, get all our grazing wheat sown next week, or grazing crops sown next week, and then we can make a bit of a plan of attack from there. So anyway, we'll go and see what these ewes are up to. Alrighty, got the sheep moved, that worked out alright. I'll split them up early next week. Just come down, as I mentioned, I think I changed the oil, dropped the oil out of this pivot the other day. So just going to put the oil back in it, not going to do a filter change. We change the oils about every 250 hours and filter every 500. So we'll get this organised. The loosened pivot's got about a quarter of a circle, so that'll finish off the Savo, and then we'll get this going. So Tony, we ran the grader board over this just to fill some wheel tracks and that in. So again, it's sort of done a pretty good job. So we'll get some oil in this, and we'll give it a quick run just to make sure it's all right. But it should be good. So what we do is we've got bulk oil in 205 litre drums, so we just decanter it into 20 litre drums, so it's a lot easier to handle. And then the sump oil, or the old dirty oil, we've got these buckets with a lid on them. We just drain it into an old chemical drum and then into there. And then we've got a couple of 1,000 litre shuttles of sump oil at home that we just put that into, and then we've actually there's a guy that comes and takes that oil away, and I'm not sure what they do with it. One of the waste companies will come and pump them out and take them, and then we sort of, I assume they recycle it or do something with it. So so that's that. Hopefully this fires up all right. So we put this irrigator up in 2016, and that's when we dug the dam and that as well. It's done about 2,800 hours, I think that's what it said. So so it hasn't done heaps of work, but still works pretty well. We need to, one thing the guys did the other day, and I'm not sure whether I mentioned it on another video, they've come and upgraded the 3G network. If you're not in Australia, the 3G network's coming to an end, they're shutting it down. So everything's got to be updated to 4G. So the guys came the other day and updated the irrigator that tipped over. So I'm trying to listen to a podcast and talk to you, and it's not working. The irrigator that tipped over, they came back and updated the software to 4G. So they've got to do this one as well, and that one is behaving a lot better off the app. So when I've done stuff, so this has got to be done as well yet. I'm not sure what's in there. What is in there? Oh, there you go, circuitry. Not too sure what they actually do, but that's the communication side of it anyway. Anyway, next job. Alright, in the workshop, need to make a bit of a start on these concaves. So taken to this one, the sledgehammer, and sort of panel glued him straight, and then it had a bit of a twist in it, so I've just pulled it down flat on this bench. This bench has been covered in crap for months and months, so we've had a bit of a tidy up. So yeah, so I've just welded it to the bench just to keep it straight, and then what I'll do is, what I'm hoping is, once I weld all these rods in, right the way around, it will, yeah, it'll keep it straight is the plan. So I've just made these little jigs up, so it's a little bit warm, so obviously 16mm rod, and we'll just keep stacking them and use them as jigs. So yeah, we'll get the first one set up, and then we'll get into it. Doesn't look pretty, doesn't need to be pretty. So yeah, I think there's 18 bars per section, so what's that, 36? 46 is 54 to weld in. And yeah, look, I'm not welding right the way around them, so, but hopefully that'll do the trick. What I might just do is, it might be a bit hard to tell where the bars are that we cut out. It's actually, there's a few of them there that I might just run a bit of weld across, because the bars were sort of actually slotted into that bit of flat through the middle, although just the middle two. Yeah, it means essentially that we've got, it's a bit hot, I can't flip it over for you, I'll just see if I can show you. You can sort of see, use the chisel because it's hot. You can see the gap there. That's where one of the pieces is falling out, so there's another one there, another one there. So I might just run some weld around there, just so they don't sort of, with the pressure, they don't push out, although the pressure is the other, like it's pushing down, not pushing on that side, so it should actually be probably pretty right. So anyway, it is sort of, you can hear it creaking and groaning and carrying on a little bit, so hopefully it goes back into, or it goes into the machine all right. So fingers crossed we can get him in and bolted up. But anyway, yeah, so there's 2 more there, and there's 1 here I need to finish grinding. Well, I need to do those other ones too, but yeah, I've still got a fair bit of rod to cut up yet. It's not too bad. I've got it in the saw here. I'm actually cutting six lengths at a time. So yeah, but there's still a bit to do yet. So anyway, we'll get to it. Well, it's about knock off time, so we've got one obviously welded up. I've let him pull off a little bit, so he could probably go into the machine. I've got another one here that's he's all bar done. It actually doesn't take that long to put the rods in. The slowest bit's grinding these bits of snot off, so I'll have to get to that one a bit more, and I'll just trim a bit more of them with the gas, but I need to fire the generator up and cut a few more rods. But yeah, we've about had enough today, so another dozen rods in there, and that one will be right. We can weld him up as well. I am just kind of still welded that one to the bench. It had quite a bit of a twist in it as well, and actually put the 2-foot square on it just to make sure it's sort of pretty square, so they're not too bad. So I'm sort of hoping they'll go back in all right. Given what's gone on there and previously, as you know what's going on. If you've been watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, neighbours next door are having a burn off. It's it's just a fair bit of rumbling and that going on there a minute ago. She was a fair stubble, so anyway, it's that time of year. So alrighty, no, that might do. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.